What's up, YouTube? In this section, we'll start deploying configuration templates on vManage. And we're going to configure templates for headquarter, site 2 and site 3. Site 1 I won't configure because we're going to configure the same features on the other sites, and I'm going to configure the equivalent using CLI mode on site 1. Right now we have all the edges running. We have partial connection, and we'll start by deploying our feature templates. So first I'll start with the feature templates that it's common to all of sites, and it's going to be our VE system firstly. So let's select VH Cloud, VE system. It is going to be a long video, so be patient. I'll call the system fast. So site ID is going to be device specific. So let me zoom this. Okay. Site ID is going to be system IP, time zone, host name, location, console. This can be default. New tracker, advanced, and nothing else. Okay. I'm going to configure as well a banner feature. Select VH Cloud and banner. Where is it? Say the banner and it says .com CCIE. Save that. And as I'm using NTP, add also NTP feature VE NTP server. I believe that's 32.0.1.1. That's R1. I'm not using key, VPN ID, that's 0, version 4, source interface, directly connected. Let me specify that one. That's going to be device specific. I just use default. So leave it default and prefer this one. Nothing else. Add this one and save. And I need now for VN, I believe that's VPN management. I need VPN VH Cloud. Yep. I'm confusing with VN. That's for SD access. Yes. Okay, so that's going to be VPN 512. And it should be 512. Name, just for description, let's say management VPN. And I believe that's all we need. Yep. So all the sites will have this, and I need also an interface, and that should be, I believe that's VPN, that's E0. To call VPN, and no, that's the interface. That's easy to identify. Shutdown, yes. Interface name and 0. IP default. Yep, that's it. Now start to configure templates per each site and start with site with headquarter. It only has one transport interface. Okay, so it's going to be easier one. So first we need VPN 0 and VH Cloud. So we need a VPN, and we need a VPN. We need the interface. So it's going to be VPN 0. And actually, I'm going to name like this: vEdge, and that's headquarter VPN 0. And that's going to be VPN 0. And I'll name it transport VPN. This one will have a default route. That's 0. And next hop, set next hop. This is just for headquarters, so there is only one option available, and it's going to be 101, 22 or 101. Yes, and it's added, and that's it. Nothing else. Now we need the interface that will be inside this VPN and VH Cloud. In the interface, that should be G2. So, why it starts like this? VE. Yeah, I have this. Yes. So I have VPN 0, and the interface is going to be GEO2. So interface name is G2. The IPv4 set to device specific. Again, as this is just for this site, I could account to add vH2 in the future, but I just hardcode it, just continue like this. So place VPN 0. That's the problem with this. G GEO2. Yeah, it's better. VPN 0 GO2. Yes, and I have to enable tunnel interface. Color that's piece internet, and that's restrict. So we want to establish tunnel with those the edge that are using this internet as well. Groups. And yes, I'll just leave it off. It's better. Border. Now I have to allow the services, and that's it. Oh, I have, let me see, headquarter, I have VPN, I have this interface, and that's it. I'll create a new one for, I'm just copying that for site 2. So it's going to be site 1 VPN 0. And VPN interface copy. No, I believe should be site 2 actually. In site 2 I have two interfaces. Let me change that. Should be oops. See if I can change the name. Site 2. This VPN is the same. Now my next hop for site 2 is going to be router ISP. So yes, so that's going to be device specific. Next hop VPN 0. Yeah. 000. Yep. And now state this, and then G2 interface. It's going to be this internet. It's okay. Restrict off. Channel interface. Is the interface on? Shut down. Oh, no. Static IP and color. Yes. Restrict off. Enable service on. And everything else left to default. And update. I have to change on headquarters as well. VPN interface. So the interface is shut down. And let me change this. No. Okay, so for site 2, now I need interface G01, and I'll copy this one. And I'm going to edit. Basic configuration, and it's going to be G01. IPv4 is the same. Here it's going to be MPLS. Allow all services, and that's okay. Now for MPLS link, we are using BGP, so I need to add this feature. VH Cloud BGP. There's BGP. Yes. This is going to be BGP just for VPN 0, and okay, still have it. It's going to be VPN 0 and BGP. Shutdown. No. AS number. Yes. Router ID. That's going to be device specific, and VPN 0 because can have multiple, can have different BGP services, and propagate AS, we leave it default. And we have to advertise our local network, so that's going to be device specific VPN 0 BGP network, just say prefix. Yes, neighbor, that's going to be specific as well, VPN 0 neighbor address. Description, remote AS, it's going to be specific, address family, have to enable, it's going to be IPv4 unicast, and no route policy, shutdown, no, okay. I'll add this, and everything else I'll leave it default. Okay, let me see. Site 2, I have VPN 0, I have 2 interface, and I have BGP. So this is going to be applied to both the edges. And now I need to deploy for site 3, and I'm going to copy this one. Site 3. Site 3. Now I need G2 interface. And G1 interface. And we'll be running BGP as well. So BGP, we need a BGP for site 3. I should type in site 2. I have to change this to site 2. So here is site 2. Okay. Now site 3. Site 3, I don't need to change VPN. And site 3, I have to configure 3, actually 4 additional interfaces. They still be part of the transport side, and it's going to be G03. We need one more interface. Site 3, where are you? Yes, copy this. Okay, now let's change your specific for site 3. So this keep the same. G2 interface, MPLS, enable tunnel, control connection, lower services. Nothing to change here. I think oh yes, let me change the interface. G3. I have to change basic G3 and G3. In future section, we're going to enable for T-lock. So G2 and G3, I won't use tunnel interface on this one. It's going to be just a normal interface. Okay, I think that's the only change. Now for BGP, I have to advertise a directly connected interface plus the link towards VH32. So it means that I need 2 neighbors for BGP, and I'll advertise one other. Actually, I can just enable 1 neighbor, and VH32 is going to advertise the network. So BGP for site 3, I have to change this. So here, network. I'll leave just 1. I need to add an additional neighbor, and it's going to be device specific for VPN 0. And naming has to be different, so it's going to be neighbor 2 address. And here, so VPN BGP neighbor 2 remote AS. Enable address family. It's going to be a BV4 unicast. Shutdown, no. Okay, and I'm going to, it does have to be optional. Just enable this, and this. Here I'm just going to update label 1. I hope Cisco has changed this behavior, because that's really boring. VPN 0, BGP neighbor 1. And I have 2 neighbors. I'm just going to advertise 1 single network. Oh, I remember. I have to make one of them optional, because VH32 will only have 1 neighbor, so I'll select this as optional. And I think that's it. Okay, so let me see. Headquarter has VPN 0 interface. Site 2 has VPN, BGP, G1, G2. Site 3 VPN, BGP, G1, G2, and G3. I think everything is in place. So now let's start with the device templates. And here we have select the model. And this is going to be for headquarter. I'll name device templates. Now system, it's going to be this one. VPN 0 headquarter. VPN interface G2. VPN management, and I need to add the interface. There you go. I have also a banner, and that should be okay. Now I'm going to add for VH Cloud. I'm going to name just pass this and change. It's going to be site 2. System is going to be the same one. VPN 0. This is site 2. Interface is going to be G1 and G2, and be running BGP. Now for management VPN and the interface and banner. Now for site 3. And just I have these already. Site 3, device template, same thing. System, site 3, interface. Now I need 3 interface. I have G1, G2, and G3, and I have BGP. Site 3 BGP, site 3 G2, and site 3 G3. Management VPN and interface. As for banner templates. Okay, now let's add devices, attach devices. So it's going to be v1, and it's already populated with the required information. Let's just compare that. 702 v1 system IP site ID. Okay, proceed. Let's check which changes is going to make. NTP, naming, going to add a banner, so I'm not restricting. Okay, I'm okay with that. Now, going to wait a while. Okay, and it was successful. Now let's do the same for site 2. Attach devices. It's going to be in 2.1 and 2.2. Okay, let's see which information is missing. So this is ISP interface G2. Why? G1. Oh, so G1. I have to change the description. Let me see if there is something else. RAR ID, it's okay. Neighbor, remote AS, name, system IP, site ID, next hop IP address. Okay. Okay. Yes, I want to cancel that, and that's site 2. Site 2 G1. Probably that's description field. G1. Yeah. Yeah, it's here. Oops. Yeah. Okay. let's do it again. Site 2, touch devices, 2122. And let's start with 2. Yeah. So that's G1, router ID, it's okay. What's missing? So it should be 72, 2, and 222, 254. S number, I believe that's remote. That's remote. No, that's my local S number. That should be 65102. Network's going to be 192.222.0.24. Updates. For this one, 72, 192.221, 100, 821. This might be. Okay. Next hop IP address is going to be 72.221.254. Actually, let me check something. Oh, yes. Yes, it's going to be 72.21.254. AS number is going to be 65102. Network is going to be 192.221.0. Okay. Just check which changes. To 2121. System IP vManage this from 21. So it's going to remove 20. So okay. vManage system IP. Okay. Okay. So okay, now let's configure for site 3. Attach devices. So it's going to be 3131. Being wrong isn't right. I have to change that. So this should be hostname 32. So it's site 3, 32, 32, 100, 92, 32, 31. Okay. I don't need a second neighbor. Remote AS 65103. Second neighbor, I don't need. System IP 10.3. Site ID. Next hop. It's going to be 32, 3, 32, 254. It's going to be 3, 32, 32, 24. And AS number is going to be 6513. We need to advertise 192, 3. It's going to be 32, 0, 24. So I can just change from here. Next hop So my next hop is going to be 72.3.31. So in this case, it's going to be 32. IPv4 address is going to be 123.31.31.24. G2 22.31.31. IPv4 address is going to be 192.331. AS65.103. And RAR ID prefix 192.331.0.24. Next, neighbor 2 is going to be 192.331.32. remote AS is going to be 100, and the remote AS for neighbor 2 is going to be 65.103. This is my host name, router ID, site, and we good. Just to confirm. Okay. Okay. Yes, I confirm that. Okay, now it is successfully deployed and looks like everything is okay now, and we can look at our dashboard just to make sure that everything's still operational. We still have our 6 sites, 6 vEdges operational. And if we look at templates menu, we see for headquarter we have 1 device, site 2 we have 2 devices, site 3 2 devices as well. Okay. And now we are in conditions to start deploying things like policies using vSmart, and we're going to cover this in the following videos. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.